Yeah, she is, and she frequently drops pieces of shit in her bed, apparently.
Yeah.
But is she innocent, Ben? Is she innocent?
So the absolute biggest bit of news and the bit that I'm most excited to talk about is the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case.
Oh, what's that? I haven't heard
Yeah.
about that.
So,
oh my god, really?
No.
Nothing's going on, really.
Yeah.
Just, it's happening.
So I think we should preface by saying, obviously, we're not legal experts.
Yes.
And this is obviously going to be all conjecture and opinion.
Yeah.
But yes, Amber Heard appears to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, she is, and she frequently drops pieces of shit in her bed, apparently.
Yeah.
But is she innocent, Ben? Is she innocent?
No.
No, she's not.
Our legal team is a fucking joke, isn't it? It's like,
that's so funny.
is that the price difference in the fact that she's just not worth anywhere near as much money as Johnny Depp? Because his legal team's like 6 dudes who seem to fucking know what they're talking about, and hers seems to be like 3 people who can barely string sentences together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did you see when he objected to his own question?
Yeah.
Objection, here I say, me, you said it?
When the judge actually said, but it was your question. Like, she literally, it must have, that's the thing I couldn't do, is not laugh. It's like a judge presiding, where like my natural inclination, I would be like, what the fuck, dude? That's
That
what I
judge
wanted.
has the patience of a fucking saint.
Yeah.
I would have lost my shit a few times if I was in that courtroom.
She did almost break face when they took a break, but it was just after they'd seen the guy vaping and driving, like one of the witnesses, and he was just and she was just like, I've never seen anything like that in the courtroom in my life. Sort of thing. I loved how it was like he was vaping, driving, but he had a shirt on. So it's like, all right, he definitely had joggers on, but he had a shirt on. You know what I mean?
For a fact, she went back to Chambers and took a stiff shot of whiskey.
Oh god, just go to the toilet for a laugh, like
obviously,
bit of a cry.
Like the whole thing is like Amber Heard said, "You'll never take me to court. What you're going to say, you're an abuse victim and stuff like that." So I think it's great that there's men speaking up about abuse, because there's a lot of men out there who get abused daily and won't stand up for themselves because of the fear of ridicule. Because everyone's like, "Oh, well, you could just leave," or like, she's a woman and stuff like that. So there is people out there who think that Amber Heard is the victim. Because if you go onto our Twitter, you see that there's people like, we support you, we love you and stuff. But if you just literally listen to the court case, you can understand that it is Amber
I'm
Heard
very excited to see her on on the witness on the stand on the witness box or whatever.
But the thing is, like, we're in this period where it's like, believe all women, and I do think obviously you should believe victims, because of course you should, but it doesn't mean you should believe all women. You should believe the evidence of what's going on around you.
I think it's a incredibly dangerous mindset. It should be it shouldn't be believe all women. It should be hear all women or listen to all women, because like, if you tell me you've been assaulted, then I absolutely want to hear what happened, and I want to. But it's just like anything. It's just like, we should be looking at it under
well, that's it. But
a microscope, like you would anything.
Guilty until proven innocent. And it shouldn't be, and that's for anybody, because it's not
I just
fair.
don't think that if you're accused of something, that it should ever come out until you're literally prosecuted, because because I would say, let's be honest, the majority of women who are accusing the men of rape, the majority are genuine. I think it's something ridiculously low. It's like less than 5% are actually lying about that, and I think that is true, and I believe that. But that 5%, unfortunately, is enough to not believe all women. Even if it's 1%, even if it's 0.1%, if it's the lowest possible, it's still not enough to cancel someone before you have the hard evidence.
Well,
because
that's the problem with cancel culture, is a case of like it is guilty until proven innocent, and then some people's careers are not coming back from that. Like Johnny Depp has lost Fantastic Beasts. He's lost.
He says he'll never work with Disney.
Yeah, he'll never work with Disney again. Now, from a fan point, I loved Captain Jack Sparrow. I thought he was amazing in Fantastic Beasts. So I'm losing out because some woman decided I'm a domestic abuse victim, and she's not. And and obviously it's had a massive impact on his career, because everybody's just jumped to believe her first. Now the court case has come out. It actually turns out he's the victim here.
Yeah.
What did you think of that psychologist who basically said she had borderline personality disorder and broke it down? I thought that was brilliant.
100%. 100%.
But they tried to blame that on Johnny when in actuality it wasn't that. Like, but like going back to what I was saying about believing all people, somebody said like this analogy about not all men. Like the woman said, yeah, but if there was a ball of shit in your Maltesers, and it was one ball of shit, and everything else was Maltesers, would you still eat the Maltesers? And they said no. I said, of course not. So then the turn around and says, but if that was in the way of women, would it be the same shit? Well, no, women are different because women aren't predatory, women aren't abusive. So you can't have. It's a great point.
It's such a stupid fucking comparison though, because like we're not talking about a fucking bag of Maltesers here. We're talking about actual sexual assault and abuse and
any men because of this one man.
Yeah.
But then if you turn around and say, well, this is why I don't trust any women because of this one woman.
Yeah.
That's sexism. That's abuse. It should be straight across the board. You wait until there is evidence, and then you make a judgment from that. But everything's sensationalized in the media. So the point is, if one man gets into one fight with one woman and calls her a name, then he's an abuser. And, and it goes from there.
It's the argument of equity and equality is like, if we want true equality, then it should be true equality. Yeah. So there shouldn't be this thing of like, because if you were to poll people right now, a lot of people would be like, well, a man should never, ever, under any circumstance, raise his fist to a woman. And then a bunch of other people would be like, well, if a woman punches him in the face, he should be able to punch her back in the face.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, because what's weird is, why is it acceptable for me as a man to go, say Paul was 6'5", you know, like he was considerably taller than us because we're like the same height. Yeah. Like, say he was like 6'5", and like I know to not punch Paul because he's fucking massive. I'm like, chances are I know to not punch that guy because if I punch him, I'll get knocked the fuck out. So like, why would a woman who, for example, the average height of a woman I think is 5'6", the average height of a man's 5'9", I think. So like, say the average height woman 5'6" comes up to me or Paul, two like 6 foot blokes. Like, why would she think I'll punch this guy and like not know that what I know when I see someone much bigger than I know that person will fuck us up.
Yeah.
So, but women go, well, he'll probably not punch us back, and that's the thing where I don't agree with, like, people go, well, but do want equality, and it's like, if it's equality, then it needs to be across the board on every metric.
It's fine.
But you don't expect to be paid for, though. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely do not.
Because that we have that equality in my relationship where I'm like, you're paying for this, dick. Otherwise, I'm not coming to watch this shit film you want us to see.
Isn't it? There's some people out there, and there's men who are like that too, and women who are like that too, who expect something, a certain amount from someone, and then when it's expected of them, they'll say, well, no, that's not how it works.
It's like, weirdly, it's acceptable for a girl to say how tall are you to a man.
Yeah.
In a chat, but then if he says how much you weigh, it's like, that's body shaming. It's like, well, no, you body shamed first.
Yeah. Well, I saw the exact same thing. A man and a woman were in an interview, and the woman said, "Oh, I like men who are 6 foot tall." And they asked, "Do you find this man attractive?" I said, "No, he's fat. He's overweight. He's not tall enough. I don't like his hair." And he turned around and said exactly the same thing. I don't think you're short enough. I think you're a little bit overweight. You can't say that. That's body shaming. Like what?
Yeah. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
And I think that's why, like, going in the Amber Heard thing, like, nobody believed that Johnny Depp would be able to stand up and say, look, I am a victim.
I love the point where it said, do you think that you're considerably bigger than Amber Heard? And then it was like, no. And then there's pictures, like, she's taller than him.
She's
even without
Johnny
heels
Depp's
on.
not that tall.
Wow.
With heels on, she's like much taller than him.
Yeah, I'm sure Johnny
without
Depp
heels,
was
they're
like
like the same
5'10".
height.
I do believe that Johnny Depp is going to win. 100%.
Yeah.
I hope so.
But I think a lot of it's got to do with he's quite charismatic, even when he's there.
Yeah.
He's been doing great under pressure. I mean, he's an actor at the end of the day, but I mean, he's been doing great.
Did you hear what he called her? I forgot what it is, but he basically says, "Is the silly cow who I donate my sperm to there?"
Yeah.
And everyone was laughing. Like,
yeah.
If that was something I had said to somebody, they would be infuriated. But because Johnny Depp, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And like,
at the end of the day, do I think Johnny Depp's perfectly innocent in this situation? No, I think he's got a bit of an alcohol problem. He's got a bit of an anger problem. But do I think he was brain Amber Heard? Absolutely not.
No.
I just don't think that at all. Do I think he cut his own finger off? Absolutely not.
No.
Well, no, like playing music, playing guitar is his life.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to do that before he went into acting.
Yeah.
So to maim himself and possibly and run
possibly
the risk
never
of
play
never
guitar
playing guitar
again.
again. Like, he's in a band, he tours with his band. Like, I genuinely do. I do think that he is completely innocent in this. Obviously, he does have his demons. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But I think in one of
he used to beat a lot of women like that.
yeah. And one of the questions that he was answering, he was like, Oh yeah, when I've just started beating women in my 50s. He doesn't have a history of ever raising his fist to a woman ever because he is a southern gentleman.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's really telling.
I mean, I do think that's his weakest argument though, because that's like me saying, "Well, I've never murdered anyone till today." Doesn't mean he's not capable of something.
Yeah,
but
I
don't
he's
think
perfectly capable. But I don't think that.
If you look at the evidence, though, Amber Heard was twisting. He twisted the finger tie. Eventually, he's gonna go off. So he lost his shit because she kept on digging. She recorded it and she tried to get him on camera doing something so she could say, "Look, he's never."
Who does that? Who records an argument with their partner?
That was what was so shocking to me. I was like, Lottie's never recorded this, and I was just like, and if she did, I'd be like, why are you recording?
I'm gonna start.
Like, and you know what I mean? Like, but then it's also like it depends because obviously because of his like rough childhood, he put up with. I wouldn't have put up with any of that. Yeah, let him slam his cabinets. Like, it's not the same. It's like, is it aggressive? Yeah, is it aggressive? Yes, but is it the same as punching someone in the face?
Are you gonna bring the cabinet in and say, "Could you tell where Johnny Depp hit you?" Like, she could.
Her defense team probably would. They'd draw a face on the cabinet and they'd be like, "This is a C cabinet."
She can turn around and say, "Well, I feared for my life because I didn't know he wasn't going to hit us," and that's fair enough.
Which is why she put the camera on.
Yeah, if you wind someone up and then sit back and go, "Look, told you he's abusive," there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's very, very dangerous to play that kind of game, and I think she is a sociopath, and I 100% agree with the majority of people who think it's Amber Heard, and she's pushed and pushed and pushed Johnny, recorded him. Like, look, this is the one instance, and that's all I'm using. Whereas she's took a big, massive, girthy dump.
That's the thing.
No, that was the tiny 4-pound dog.
Yeah.
It would have died.
Oh, I just love is that he's like, oh yeah, my dog's like 4 pounds. It's just like, that definitely wasn't my dog, because if it was my dog, it would have been like ill. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The dog would have been in the
like if she'd said it was like all of the dogs, like fair enough.
Oh, the fucking housekeeper, like.
But like, for me, it was like I obviously didn't know much about Amber Heard, and then the first time I'd seen it, I did think she was. Well, I do think she's a beautiful woman. Like, I genuinely do. But you know, like when somebody's like personality turns you off them, sort of thing. So it's like she's beautiful, but like now it's like, she'll always be the girl who shits in someone's bed. Yeah, exactly. Like, she'll always be that. Like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she comes out with this. Like, she wins the case, she'll still be the girl who's shit in a bed. There's like there's no precedence where that's like acceptable.
Every future partner, they're gonna have to do a dump check before
you know what I mean?
Like, just know.
Miss the glory days of The Godfather when I'm just like, can it just be a horse in my bed? No, it's a shit.